Hello, and today we are going to be doing our first part of a Napoleon Total War France campaign. We are currently running the NTW III mod for Napoleon Total War. So yeah, let's get straight into it. This is mainly a, not tutorial per se, but a sort of walkthrough, let's play, whatever you want to call it, for a friend of mine who wants to understand campaigns a bit better. Now, first turn. What do you do on your first turn? Well, first thing you're going to do is you want to take account of everything you have. Let's see. So I have the bulk of my armies here in the Alsace and in Baden-Württemberg. I have some garrison forces in the rest of France. I have a good-sized force in Paris. Sure, that's a pretty good-sized force. I might pull units, yeah, from these surrounding regions, which are not under threat from anything. Prussia's over here, but Prussia can't really get to me. They have a ways that they need to march, and Holland, or the Batavian Republic, is an ally. Let's pull some Belgian infantry over these guys. Yeah, this is why you always want to check these things, because this is elite infantry just kind of chilling in Brittany. Let's bring those guys back to Paris. Militia and guard light cavalry. That's, let's see, I'm not sure if that's, are these... These might be old guard units, although I'm not entirely sure on that. I think... Let me check. 2015, 1858. That's not what I wanted to compare it to. It was a... Yeah. 11/3/1648 versus 15/8. Why does it not have a charge bonus? 15/18/58. Yeah, these guys are old guard, it looks like. Or they're at least very good, so I'm gonna want to use them. We'll send them up to Paris. So we have a navy right here. This is a merchantman navy, so we're gonna want these guys to use one of these trading ports right here, and they'll bring us money. There's our actual navy, which I kind of want to get them away from around here, because I'm pretty sure, like up here, there's a very angry British fleet commanded by Mr. Horatio Nelson. So we're just gonna send them there. Here's another merchantman fleet. So spices, that's a pretty good thing. We can check the prices of everything, I believe, going to the government tab, and then the trade tab within the government tab. And here we see the world market, what costs what. This is, I think, per ton, so those all seem very low, but if you look, that's 20 spices. So it looks like the Spanish control the ivory. Cameroon's has 20 ivory, but I kind of want to stay off from that, simply because I don't want to have to fight the British. So I might go to Algiers. Yeah, I think Algiers will probably be our best bet. So we'll send those there. That's there, excellent. Now that we've got most of our home armies together, let's figure out our frontline armies. Now, our frontline armies are, as France at least, are probably our most important ones. Because we're going to need to be, what we want to do is we want to take out Austria from the war. We want a period where we can, probably in this offensive, we want to be able to take Vienna. because that's going to cripple Austria. Possibly take Prague as well. We have Messina in the south. He has a very weak army, as you can tell. So we're going to pull him back across this river line to defend Milan. In terms of our Grand Armée, we have we have Murat in the north, Ney in the south, Napoleon right there, and Davout right there. So our best generals. I know it seems like Murat is amazing right here. That's pretty much just from when he's commanding simply cavalry units. So that's not always the best thing to have. Looks like our best generals right now are Davout and Napoleon. We'll do agents in a second. Alright. Let's get men together for an assault on Munich. So let's bring armies around for bound Baden. And I'll have, because Napoleon's already such a great general, let's try and sort of start leveling up Davout. Let's get let's get Davout, and we'll have Davout merge with the Badisch and Württembergian army, or the Confederation of the Rhine army. So let's have you go there. Monsieur Davout. We'll have Ney hold the rear, because he doesn't have that big of a front line. I mean, how's Davout? Let's send this 6-pounder to Davout, but we'll have Ney hold reserve. And we'll push up Napoleon himself to assist Davout. He has probably some of the best units here. What, 2-3 experience? Veteran line infantry, old guard grenadiers, old guard chasseurs, company of sappers, young guard skirmishers. That looks like old guard, heavy cavalry, old guard, light cavalry, the Mamluks of the guard, so very good units. And then we have Mr. Murat with a bunch of cavalry, the heavy cavalry reserve. So,
Monsieur?
we will, because these are all, okay, so there's 2 light cavalry and 1 regular cavalry. We'll send...
Monsieur!
We'll send the entire unit merge with Davout for now. There we go. That's our armies down here. Oh, we missed a guy down here. Ah, see, this is why you want to check. These are 2 infantry of line, or line infantry, that we will have merge with Messina. And eventually, Messina will probably lead an assault on Venice, once we can get him some reinforcements. If there anything we can recruit here, yeah, plenty. What does he have?
Monsieur!
He has some 6-pounders. He has cuirassiers. Yeah. And some line infantry. So he has and grenadiers, French grenadiers. That's pretty good. I'd like him to have more artillery, but we'll get him some, let's get him 2 units of light cavalry. And we'll get him another infantry de ligne. The south here, what do we have? Guard National, or National Guard units. Cool, we'll use those in a second. So, now we've established our armies and whatnot, our plans, our basic plans. Let's do diplomacy stuff. As France, you're in an interesting position. You're not exactly friendly with a lot of people, you know, as you can tell by the map. Our biggest allies are Spain. That's our only large ally, because the rest of these are all our puppets, I believe. Oh, nope, just allied. Okay. Either way, these guys aren't very strong. So let's start some trade. What we're going to want is... Prussia is most likely going to declare war on us, but if we can get some trade from them in the meantime, that'd be great. Ottoman Empire, we're probably not going to be at war with them for a while, but still, good trading partner. Moving on. Land-based trading routes, which are these wheels, I don't think can fill up your port trading quality, so those are always good to take. But something that you should keep in mind is that you can only trade with so many sea. You can only have so many sea routes, and that's determined by the number and level of your commercial ports. So out of this, I'm pretty sure you want to think of what routes are going to be easy to defend. Because I don't really want to trade with, say, Denmark that much, because that would require, you know, a trading route coming. I think this is our main trading harbor. It'd be all the way through the channel, which, as you can see, Britain controls. And it'd be all the way to Copenhagen. Not exactly something you want to have to do. You want to have to defend. Let's see if we can upgrade this to a trading port, just because they do make us money. It'll take 2 turns. If we can get a National Guard unit to defend that, that'd be great. Where to next? Right. So, something we can defend, though, is the Mediterranean. So, why don't we try trading with, let's see, Naples, meager, versus Sicily. Meager as well. So, doesn't particularly matter that much. What about Sardinia? Destitute, right. Let's do some trading with Sicily. Accept. There we go. Oh, excellent. And we can actually go with another one. So let's try Portugal. Even though they may join a war against us, we have more, so we'll do it. Naples, and we have yet more. So now we have a decision. We can go to Sardinia, which isn't great. I might do Denmark, actually, even though I did say that's not a best idea, but just because I was able to establish 3 Mediterranean trade routes, this might be just... It might be worth it, just because I don't think Sardinia is the best nation to really be going for. How's Mecklenburg? I doubt it. Yeah. So let's go with Denmark. Let's trade a line. There we go. And we can get Mecklenburg as well, I guess. Wow, okay. We'll just get everyone. We're now actually trading with everyone we physically can. Which is a very good situation. In most nations you wouldn't be able to do that, but... Let's look at this. Trade income plus 6,000. That's a lot of money. Moving on, let's figure out our construction. So there are, I like to think of 3 different types of buildings, or I'd say 4 types of buildings and where you can build. The first one are big cities like Paris or Brussels, where these have multiple building slots, and you can, you know, choose to turn them into like military hubs and stuff, and they'll always have like the governmental buildings. Sometimes you can choose to build like public opinion buildings, or you can choose to build military buildings, like this cannon foundry. They'll also have I think all of these have these regional capitals have the fortification abilities as well. Those aren't, I don't always recommend you doing them. Then I like to say you have smaller cities or towns where you have, they'll only have like one building slot. So for this one, typically you choose between you'd want to choose between a like a governmental building or a regular infantry building, because those offer, I'd find the most, but you might want to choose a public opinion building every now and again. I don't recommend that. Moving on, you have villages, or these would be towns. So I guess there's large region capitals, like these. You have small region capitals, which would be like Bordeaux. Then you have towns, which have a singular building, and these are always going to be specialized buildings. So you have economic buildings, which is what this is. You have industrial buildings, which will help with artillery costs and wealth, as well as research stuff. You have secret societies, which will let you recruit, which will sometimes spawn spies. You have universities, which will spawn gentlemen and also allow you to research things. Musket manufactories, and supply warehouses. These you can kind of build at your own risk. I typically try to stray away from factories and musket manufactories, but because I do think sometimes down the line they do. Let me check real quick. I do think they lower public opinion. Maybe not in this mod, but still. I don't think they're always worth it, because, you know, there is that plus something 200 region wealth, when the banking houses and stuff have much higher. Yeah, plus 200, which is the same as that factory, along with plus 2 town wealth. But it's up to player discretion. And then you have villages, which are always going to be resource based. These are pretty important because these can make a lot of money, and they also this one apparently ups region happiness as well. But these will be either like vineyards, logging camps, mines. Mines are a big one. Farms and stables, and these will be a good source of income. So every now and again, check on that. If you ever see yourself have a lot of excess money, go and upgrade all of those. Moving on to agents, which is another big thing. Let's focus on our... Oh, and this lists tab is really helpful. So check that if you ever need to find something. So spies and gentlemen are the only two in Napoleon II Total War. Spies will spy on things, they can assassinate people, whatnot. So let's send this spy to infiltrate Munich, and let's see if we can get some information on them. And our gentlemen, let's send to Orléans. And gentlemen speed up research.
Monsieur?
So, speaking of research, let's get our research. This is the research tab. You have civil, military, and industrial researchers. Industrial are for better factories and whatnot, and more hardline economic stuff. Based mainly, I think, on villages and towns. Civil are more civil stuff, so like more wide-reaching. Not just on like farms, but like you see, this one's just for the entire army. Let's see, this faster technology research rate, whatnot. As you can see by these little arrows, some of these technologies are required to build these higher buildings. Typically, I would suggest, because it's a total war game, the military techs are probably your most important. However, you can get away, like sometimes if you have like nothing research, you want to focus on some of these, that's fine. Another big one, I think, is it the Joint Stock Company, or is it, let me check. Because some technologies are required to build better buildings that aren't directly shown. What is that? Calais. I'm not sure. But there are some that were required to build better trading ports. In the industrial tab, I believe it is. And then, yeah, some of the military techs, you see this one, it needs metric system. Or, oh, and then, as you can see with the blue line, some of these are required for others. So, let's see, for us, let's get the diamond formation first. It's a pretty important one. Alrighty. Now, let's start building things, shall we? You can never have too many trading ports. They're just an overall good thing to have. You're always going to want to defend your trading ports, either by stationing ships there, like this, or by sending a garrison into them. And the reason you want to do this is because enemy fleets love to sail into your ships, in your shipyards and your docks, and what that does is that it essentially counts as a raid and it'll damage them, and you won't make any money from that. And while you won't make any money from a blockade, like if, let's say, this fleet was to blockade this dock, I wouldn't make any money from that. You wouldn't have to repair the shipyard, which can sometimes be a pain. Let's get cannon foundry here. See right here, let's get a market in France. That's not what I wanted. Anything that built up in France? Yes, there we go. Yeah, that works. It's also in France? Yes, that is. Don't need to upgrade those. I don't really plan on using those. So let's get these smaller things upgraded. Let's build a trading port there. Now, let's make this one a shipyard, and this one a trading port. We don't need to upgrade that right now. Oh, okay, we're a little short on cash, so I don't want to... I might stop maybe like that farm. Save us some money. Because another big thing you're going to want to do, this kind of seems somewhat interesting, but you're going to want to lower your taxes all the way if you can. Because you'll still make a decent amount. But the reason you want to do this is because that will promote growth. So if you look, let's see, at our regular tax rate, let's see, that's 1,406 for region growth. I don't think it actually changes that number, but yeah, no, that's just the regional wealth currently. What's it? Okay, 22. Versus with it out it, it's only 7. So you see how that'll add up over time because that's per turn. France is going up by 32 and only 12, so that's more than doubling it. So in the long run, that'll be a major buff for you. These also will trade stops are also pretty good. Though Napoleon Total War Napoleon Total War 3, so NTW 3 does limit the amount of trade ships you can build. I think I start at the cap. Which is interesting. Okay, I guess I don't have a high enough port to actually be able to check that. Either way. Let's get straight into this, and I think that makes that finishes up our first turn. If you want to start figuring out your overarching strategy in your first turn, that's a great idea. For example, my overall strategy that I've come up with is that I want my main force to be marching from Bavaria to Vienna, and I'll send a smaller detachment to capture Tyrol, which will then meet up with Messina and then march on Venice. Hopefully, we'll be able to stave off the Austrians, and hopefully we'll be able to defeat the Russian army that they typically send before it becomes a problem. And then once we peace out Austria, Russians won't really have anywhere to go, and we can focus on Germany. Most likely by the time we reach Vienna, we'll be at war with Prussia. That's why I'm building up. That's why I'm sort of consolidating an army back here, so they can march on Cleves, Mark, and then hopefully be able to deter the Prussians, at least for a little bit. Hanover, which is French, I don't really spend too much time into this. I might try to transport this army home. It's a pretty untenable position. There's some grenadiers, so... and 6 expanders. Yeah, these guys might be useful later, so I'm gonna... Hessian. Can I have, like, 5 turns of military access? Alright, you want something. So I could just give you Hanover, but nah. I can give you technology. There, for like 5 turns of military access. There we go. Giving technology is always a great little thing to do, because hello? Okay, that's bugged out. Or not? Did I do it with Prussia? I'm so confused. Who do I have military access from? Yeah, Hessian. Oh, can I not get to Hessian? Oh, I can't get to Hessian. That's... I should have thought that through. Prussia, like... Oh, cool. I'm not giving you army stuff. You can have division of labor. There we go. There we go. Let's get you boys home. You can help in the advance
En
on
avant! Marchez!
Bavaria. Any cool stuff? Nah. Just Confederation of the Rhine things. Build some Westphalian line infantry. But, there we go. This will be our first turn. I think that will conclude this episode. There's not much else to discuss.
Immédiatement!
So, thank you. And I hope this was helpful in some way.